I'm asking you to collect our data from our flowers and make a bar graph each day to show the changes from day to day in our flowers. And I realized that I thought that it might be useful to you to have a little review about how we make a bar graph and what all we're looking at when it comes to bar graphs. So I want to just go through that with you quickly. So if you notice on the bar graph that I started, we have several things. The first thing is the title. So growth of spring bulb flowers. That's important because that tells us what we're looking at. That tells us the purpose of our graph. And we have several things that I want you to make note of on the bar graph. First, along the bottom, this is what we call the x-axis. And you notice it starts at 0 here. So this is our x-axis. And we have it, you always want to label your x-axis with what you're looking at. So in our x-axis, we're going to record the date and the 3 types of flowers. And I abbreviated, and you can abbreviate on yours as well. D is for daffodil, T is for tulip, H is for hyacinth. And then I put yesterday's date for yesterday's data. Okay, so there's our x-axis, and we'll record today's next to it. Then going up and down, this is called our y-axis. And our y-axis is labeled growth in centimeters. So we know that each number along our y-axis represents 2 centimeters, not inches, not feet, not yards, not meters, centimeters. Okay, now where I started on my paper and going up to the top, I decided that it would be best and make the best use of my space if I would count by 2s. So that's why I counted by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. And I went clear up to 40. Now, in my experience with daffodils and tulips and hyacinths, I have never seen one of those flowers measure taller than 40 centimeters. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't think it'll get that tall. So I think 40 is a good stopping point. However, if one of our flowers would surpass 40, then I would adjust my graph, or I might make a new graph, but I'd make allowances for that. I think we'll be okay though. So you can see that yesterday the daffodil went up to 22 centimeters, the tulip went up to 6 centimeters, and the hyacinth went up to 12. What would happen if I would have had an odd number unit? Like, for instance, if the tulip had measured 7 centimeters, where would I make my line then? Well, 7's halfway between 6 and 8. So I would have put a dot, grab my pencil, I would have maybe put a dot right here, and I would have made my line go up to there. Okay? That's how I would have represented 7. And actually, it looks like we'll have to do that today because some of our data has odd numbers. So no problem. Okay. So today we have, first thing I want to do is get my straight edge, and I'm using my ruler. But again, if you don't have a ruler at home, just use something that has like a side of a notebook or something that has a straight edge where you can make a mark. So I'm going to draw my line for today. It's a little hard to do this one-handed because I'm holding the video camera with one hand while I'm trying to write, but that's okay. So today is 3/27, and grab my blue and green and red. If I can do that one-handed too. Let's see, Mrs. Brown, how good are you? There we go. Okay, so blue is for daffodil. So we're going to go D. And our daffodil is 26 centimeters tall. So I'm going to make my line, my bar on my graph, go up to 26. My tulip today is 9 centimeters. So I'm going to put my dot, or no, I'm going to label my T. I'm going to go halfway between 8 and 10 to mean 9, and I'm going to draw my bar up to that dot. Okay. Last, let me label H for hyacinth. The hyacinth is 19 centimeters, so 19 is between the 18 and 20. So I'll put my green dot there. And there. So there's my data for today. I wasn't quite as straight because I didn't use my straight edge today since I'm doing it one-handed. But there you have it.